what's it called? What's it called? Hey, it's Sue in the restricted section. Today I thought I'd do a little on my shelf video. I saw Read Jen Read do this on her channel, and I thought it looked like a fun way to talk about some books that maybe I haven't gotten a chance to talk about on this channel before. And the concept is that you number your shelves and you just randomly pick a corresponding shelf number plus book number and then pick that book and talk about it. And Jen provided a list on her video of numbers that I used, and if you want to do this video, then I will provide some random numbers below that you can use if you so choose. So the first number was shelf 3, book 15, and for me that was The Hungover Cookbook by Milton Crawford. My friends Danny and Shadow got this book for me for my birthday. I think my last birthday, or maybe the one before that. I don't remember for sure. But it's just a funny little book that has recipes in it for when you're hungover, because they know me so well. I'm not an alcoholic, I promise. But yeah, like it's got Anna and Tommy's Mexican breakfast, which I don't know if I'd want to eat Mexican breakfast when I was hungover, but there's a recipe for a Bloody Mary if you want a little hair of the dog there. So there's that one. And then the next number I got was shelf 2, book 2, which was The Lost Queen of Egypt by Lucille Morrison. This is a book that I guess I acquired from my high school library, since it says Ava High School Library in it, but, or maybe I got it at a thrift store. I don't know. I'm not sure how I ended up with this book. I've had it for a while and I have not yet read it. This is a fictional story about an actual queen of Egypt named, what was her name? Anck-Cinnamon? I don't know, but I actually recently looked this book up on Goodreads and it had a fantastic rating, and also apparently it's out of print now, so they were selling used copies of this on Amazon for like $175, which is kind of crazy, but obviously my copy is not in very great condition. But I actually kind of wanted to read this book pretty soon, because it was really intrigued me when I picked it up the other day, and I think it's considered like a young adult novel. Okay, the next number I have is shelf 6, book 12, which was The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. I have not yet read this one either. I bought this a really long time ago. As you probably know, since I've talked about it several times on this channel, I love The Count of Monte Cristo, and so I bought this and The Man in the Iron Mask because I wanted to read more books by him, but I still haven't read either of them. So I really need to do this. To be honest, I don't even really know all that much about the plot of The Three Musketeers, because I don't think I've even seen any of the movies. So I kind of know like a basic gist, but I really don't know what happens in the book. So I should really pick this one up soon. But I have a lot of books that I keep saying I need to pick that up soon, so we'll see what happens. And then next I had shelf 1, book 18, which was Lilith's Brood by Octavia Butler. This is this is 3 books in one. It's a complete series. It contains Dawn, Adulthood Rights, and Imago. And I've heard fantastic things about this series. I really do actually want to pick this one up soon, because I was pretty excited about it when I bought it. And I've only read one other book by Octavia Butler, which was Kindred, which was pretty good. I know it's like one of the kind of least sci-fi-y of all of her novels. I did really like it though, and I've read the short story Bloodchild, which I liked. I liked Bloodchild more than Kindred. It was definitely more in the sci-fi realm. But yeah, I've heard nothing but fantastic things about Octavia Butler's books, all of her series, really, just all of it. I've only heard rave things, so I really want to pick this up soon. And it's about, maybe I should say what it's about, a woman like somehow after this, she wakes up like several centuries after this war destroys Earth, and she's resurrected by these alien beings. I guess these aliens are like trying to save Earth and like resurrect humanity a little by like, you know, intertwining with them. So it's something along those lines. I'm not really sure. It sounds really, really cool. So the next book I have was Shelf 5, Book 3, which was Summer by Edith Horton. I read this at the beginning of the year. It's in either my January, I think my January wrap-up is when I talked about this. But it's the second book I've read by Edith Horton. The first one was The House of Mirth, and I really enjoyed both of them. I probably like The House of Mirth a little bit better, but Summer's about a young girl, and she lives with a man who raised her. He's not her father or even related to her in any way, but he raised her, and she's living in this small town. And then one summer she starts this affair with a young man there in town, and they kind of fall in love. And then in this time period, this book was written in like the early 1900s. You know, it's not really proper for a lady to be having an affair with a man, and yeah, things don't really go well. But I really like both of Edith Horton's books. I plan on reading Age of Innocence sometime soon, and yeah, her characters, this one especially, the main character in this book, Charity, is pretty frustrating. Actually, the main character in House of Mirth was pretty frustrating too, because they just make such poor choices, and you know when you're reading it, like, don't do that, that's stupid. But at the same time, it's choices that now we wouldn't even think twice about doing these kinds of things, you know? It's just very much about how like oppressed women were at this time. But yeah, I would recommend just Edith Horton in general if you're interested in something along those lines. Then the last book I have to talk about was book 5, number 11, which is Lucifer's Hammer by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle. And this is a book that, again, I have not read. Sadly, I have only read one of the books that I chose here. But this is another sci-fi book, or maybe it's more of a post-apocalyptic book, but it's about like a giant comet hits Earth, and I think there's something more to it than that. I don't know, but it says, for the terrified men and women chance had saved, it was also the dawn of a new struggle for survival, a struggle more dangerous and challenging than any they had ever known. So, yeah, I don't know if there's some other creepy sci-fi thing going on there or what, but this was, when I was kind of first getting into sci-fi was when I bought this book, because it was sort of hailed as one of the like quintessential sci-fi books, or one of the best sci-fi books. And yeah, I still haven't read it. So again, I've had this on my shelf for years, so I definitely, again, another one that I'm like, I really need to read that sometime soon. Hopefully, now with doing booktube, I read a lot more than I used to, so hopefully I can get some of these books read that have been on my shelves for fucking ever. So, that's all the books I had to talk about today. Let me know if you've read any of those books and what you thought of them. Are there any that sucked and I should just get rid of them? Megan's video is going to be up tomorrow, so look forward to that. And there'll be information down below where you can find us both other places online. And thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.